let's be realistic. If you're going to start a business, people don't want to admit it, but there needs to be an upfront investment. Yeah. Make money from $0. Start a clothing brand with $0. It doesn't exist. Because the system is designed to make sure that when you hit 18, the same time that you make money and are expected to get a job is the same time that you hit with all of these bills. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the 1% podcast, the best self-improved podcast in Australia. Today we're here with Will and Hayden. Hayden's back. You've been on a bit of a drought, mate. Where have you been? Been in the surf.
Been surfing, yeah, that's it.
I think
the other week, the first time I was off, I was sick, like really sick, and then the second week I was like, I gotta go surfing.
So welcome back. What progression have we made? What progression have we made since then?
I can now walk to the end of my surfboard while surfing. I can. Like anything, I've just gotten better at surfing. That's what I've progressed.
Today, we're going to be talking about life setup in the early years, your teenage years. I feel like it's a massive thing that we need to talk about because it can really just set the tone for the rest of your life. Like if you set yourself up properly in your early years, man, it can just set yourself apart, really.
Yeah, some people set themselves up for failure, bro.
Yeah, I know. It's just so easy. If you just set yourself up right early, the rest of life is really just a cruise. So we're going to be discussing a few points. But first, new segment, Cope of the Day.
Explain.
So for context, basically a cope is, how do we describe it? A cope is when you do something that you shouldn't do, but you make up basically an excuse for that.
An excuse for why you should.
So we'll do an example.
I guess coping could be described as that, but it can also be described as going through a hard time, but also coping with the fact that it's hard by saying, oh, it's fine, you know, like this is okay. More like
coping is
basically like the original cope is like, say for example your ex dumped you and you're like, she was just a slut, I didn't like her anyways, she probably likes black guys. That type of shit.
Differently though, we use it.
But we use it in a different context in terms of
example. Yeah. So for a clear example, this isn't my cope of the. We'll do cope of the week. My cope would be like, for instance, okay, I had Guzman, but I'm on a bulk. It's a cope. Because realistically, Guzman isn't not that good for me.
My cope of the day, boys. I demolished a box of favourites, but we got gifted it for free, and it had to be eaten anyway.
But like you said, that is a cope. Like, I mean, it did have to be eaten.
My one has to involve Guzman as well. I went to Guzman Y Gomez, put down a Cali burrito. Guzman, same shit. Went to Guzman Y Guzman, chowed down a Cali burrito, and then after that... Yeah, cope of the day was I went to Guzman Y Gomez and I thought it was an amazing idea. I just said, okay, I'm going to have a Prime because Prime has 700 milligrams of potassium. So I thought, okay, well, this is fine. So if I go to Guzman, if I just have a Prime. So
at the Prime, if you have a Prime.
Turns out you actually need a 4-to-1 ratio of sodium potassium. The other way around, I thought it was you needed 1 meaning potassium, 4 meaning sodium. It was actually 4 meaning potassium, 1
so realistically, the Prime did fuck all.
Yeah, just did nothing.
You just coped.
Yeah.
You just coped, pretty much.
Yeah, I unsuccessfully coped with that one.
We demolished a bag of Sour Patches because we got a sugar hit before gym.
Yeah, no, that's actually I think the biggest one.
You kind of coped this morning with not getting in the ice bath.
Yeah. That's my cope for the day.
I was like, oh, we're having an ice bath. I want to have a good gym, a good leg session, and these two are like, no, I don't have time. I don't have fucking time. And then I rock up and they're just sitting on his ass on his fucking.
No,
computer.
I was fucking making notes for this podcast. Right?
No, you were watching Andrew Tate retard videos, man. That's what you were watching.
Actually, I'm gonna credit to that.
I was sitting in this ice bath, freezing my ass off, and they're all watching me going, oh, mate, stop, get out of the bath. We're meant to be doing shit. What are you having a bath for? And then I see them watching Andrew Tate retard videos.
To be fair, I slept through my alarm at 8 o'clock. My cope for that, so my cope for missing my alarm was I needed more sleep. And my cope for missing the ice bath was because I missed my alarm and I missed that, my ticket. It's like ice baths are only before 8 o'clock.
But the thing is, though, you woke up before me and I still had an ice bath.
Well, we'll continue with the podcast anyway. We all make mistakes, alright, guys?
Anyway, I reckon we get into the episode. What do you reckon, boys?
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
That is the episode.
Coping
We actually didn't really...
Alright, first thing, life setup, save money.
Yeah. Pretty much, bro. Straight up,
I mean,
yeah, if you're young, the best thing you can do before you leave school, and this is a massive mistake that I made, is I didn't save up any money. And the money I did have, I used to just spend on drinks, like alcohol. Like that was my alcohol for the weekend. So yeah, I pretty much had, by the time I hit 18, I had $0, like literally nothing.
Yeah.
And then I had to fucking work like an absolute animal just to be able to afford a car by the time I got to... Oh no, sorry, no, because I left school when I was 17, and then I had 2 months to buy a car, and I'm like, I'm not being 18 and not having a car, so I worked my fucking ass off.
Got this clapped out Commodore wagon.
It's an absolute fucking shit box.
I do miss that thing though.
That was fucking hectic. It was.
What I reckon is
Muffler
a good life setup is get a job before you start going out drinking, because that's what I did. I saved up so much money before I started drinking.
Yeah.
So I think I went one time 3 weeks of not spending a cent.
Preferably, you wouldn't start drinking.
Yeah, don't start drinking. But I'm just saying because you're gonna like I'm just at a young age.
99% of people will
Most
go through that
people
phase.
will. But yeah, get a job before that, and so you save almost everything. And then when I turned 18, I got like a nice car that's still doing me justice
it's not
till
even
today.
just drinking. Like before, all the life expenses come.
Yeah,
before
even-
you have to start paying for insurance, and then you start paying all the other
But,
rent bills.
Most people in Australia start drinking at 16, 17.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of money. So if you get a job before then, you'll be saving like...
Because I remember I was
making bank.
I was like only on 500 a week, and I was still saving a lot of money because I didn't have too many expenses.
I had a point where I was saving pretty much almost 100% of it.
Same, same.
just
I didn't buy a
because
thing.
I was so young and I didn't
Yeah.
just pay for food or anything. But like...
That's why, like, unpopular opinion, I think the best thing to do if you're like 15, 16 years old and you don't like have something in your head that you exactly want to do, like you want to the exact university course you want to do.
Yeah.
Probably best to just honestly drop out, start working full time.
Yeah.
Like, these days, really.
In a trade or in the factory, because like there's such a high demand for it. People can pay you good money to do it.
I
Young.
just think you're better off leaving school at 18 and having a fuck ton of money because you had no expenses. You were just living with your parents and saving up money while that's happening than like just sticking out and then going to university, getting a debt and like because a lot of jobs these days you don't need a university degree for, and they pay just as good as the university ones, you know.
And the ones you do go, the jobs you try to get when you do go to university, most of them pay the same, if not less, than a job.
There's not as much as demand for it.
Yeah, like for instance, what was it? A fucking teacher or a PE teacher, mate. My teachers are driving fucking Camrys around.
Yeah,
like I had
they make like
better
60K,
car. I had a fucking better car than my teacher when I turned 18. Like it's just if you want to be a teacher, fair enough. Like if you love doing it, fair enough. But it's like if you don't love doing it and you're just doing it because you feel like you have to. What's the fucking point? Because you're gonna be making fuck all money.
For sure, I kind of want to add to that point. Like, if being a teacher is your passion and your like end goal, then that's completely fine. I mean, you're gonna be pretty poor, but that's besides the point. If you're someone like us who's doing like a podcast, or you're trying to do something out of the norm and just do something like online or whatever, then honestly get like a factory job, just something that pays like a lot of money. Don't have to use your brain. You can just stuck up a bunch of fucking money and then
or just go on cruise mode and
pretty much, and just spend the amount of time you got just working on whatever you need to. But I completely agree with that point. But another thing I wanted to touch on as well is like I never really got into drinking. I think I've drank like probably once in my life. Like maybe just a few drinks here and there, and then that was pretty much it for me. Never found an interest in it. I'm sure like you said, it's pretty rare for someone to
that is actually beyond rare. I don't
rare.
actually know a single person from my entire year level, which is like what, 200 people, 150
Dad.
No, I think it's like 150 200 people in my year level.
Yeah.
I don't think I know a single person that never drank.
I don't know why
that's
that
how
is,
rare it is.
but
I knew a few
moving
people
on.
who would drink less than others. Like they drink like once a month, but they still drank.
Yeah, look, I just want to speak to the people out there that know it's wrong, know they don't want to do it, and never really found a fascination in it.
So
you probably,
if that's
you probably have a different like quote unquote vice out there. Like for me, it was like video games, and I just kept playing video games over and over. I remember I used to not eat at lunchtime. That like my mum would give me like money, like pocket change or whatever, to give me for like the canteen, and I would save it up. And then after school, I'd go with the cameraman Lockie behind there. We'd both go to Coles and buy like a $15 like Xbox card.
Is that why you're so?
And we'd buy
Is that why
Fortnite
you?
skins.
Is that why you're so skinny? 'Cause
Yeah,
you didn't
that
eat-
was
you didn't-
literally why I was so skinny. So partially to the reason why I was emaciated was due to paying for Fortnite skins.
So that's
It's
actually
my
like,
lunch money.
Bro, I respect the hustle, honestly, man.
Yeah,
Fuck.
like that's how desperately like this is
Your hustle
Oh.
was, Mum, can I have lunch money?
literally. Bro, that's how desperately I cared about Fortnite. Like, imagine that. Imagine if I do.
Dude, imagine the
Yeah.
emotes you downloaded.
Oh,
My
it's
God.
crazy. But like, imagine all the energy, like from putting all that energy into playing video games. Imagine if I transmuted that into lifting weights, which I eventually did, and look at me now. So you just got to make sure the type of energy you're putting into a certain subject is the right thing. Because, you know, if you're someone who, oh yeah, I want to be an esports player or some shit, like you fine, fair play to you. If you're good enough to do that, then go ahead. But realistically, you probably won't be, and you're transmuting all that energy into that, then it's like, mate, grow up, grow a pair of balls.
Did I sort of say something? I saw something a while ago and I was like, holy fuck, it's so true. How like having a university degree can actually sometimes cuck you. So like, I think the example was if you want to be a therapist and you get a degree in therapy, all right, and then you get paid as much as the rest of the as much as the rest
Yes.
of the therapists that have got that university degree. It's like what?
You're all in the same boat.
Yeah, it's like $60 an hour, $60 an hour. But if you never got that degree and you just fucking started a YouTube channel on a personal brand around fixing mental health, you can charge through the roof. Or you could sell like a course at like $500.
Because you're not in the same market as those
no,
guys.
so you end up making more without.
You're not in like the qualified clinic.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that with when people go to uni to learn business. It's like you're learning business to go work for a business to earn fuck all. What's the point? Like I don't get it.
Just
Use
start a
the
fucking business.
knowledge
Yeah.
and start a
If
business.
you go to uni and learn business and start your own business, well, good on ya. Like that is the best thing you can do. But not a lot of people doing that because they're
Yeah.
scared of the risk.
Going back to the original point we we're making about saving money, it's like that's probably the best thing you could do in your early years is just get a big lump sum of money, save it, because it just relieves so much stress. You can just kick back for a minute and just figure out what you want to do. For me, I saved, I think it was like 20 grand in the first like 2 years, a year and a half or something of working. I bought myself a car. I got myself the entire setup, the cameras, the computer, everything in the setup.
Yeah.
It was all done. It was all done. And you know,
I bought my own bloody granny flat.
you bought your own. You
I was-
technically bought your own like
I
house.
I was 15 and bought my own granny flat. I had like a really good TV. I had a really good car, and that's just from dropping out
Yeah.
and like grinding out on the trade.
So you could either save your money, buy big things like that, or just buy all these little consumables like chains and useless
also,
shit.
Life setup. Look for things that will go up in value. That's
Yeah.
what I did.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
did with my granny flat. I bought it. I saw potential in it. If I wanted to sell it, I did it up a bit. I added a few things, and I gained, I think, $4,000 from selling.
Well, it's
it.
technically
Like,
property.
Yeah, it is property, but like if you can see potential and if you want to make it better, you can. It was like an investment. I made
Yeah.
money
Yeah,
from
it
it.
was property investment technically.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but like honestly, if you drop out and you start making money, like if you can get by the time you hit 18, you can get yourself a car. You can either still live with your parents or move out and have enough money to pay for that. Plus, you've got like 10 grand in emergency funds. Like, you're set. Like.
Yeah.
And there's no stress there.
And then also these guys are DMing me about starting a business or whatever. And it's like, what have you got saved? You know, where? Because let's be realistic. If you're going to start a business, people don't want to admit it, but there needs to be an upfront investment.
Yeah, you need.
It's always
you
like
need capital.
make money from $0. Start a clothing brand with $0. It doesn't exist.
Yeah.
I guess maybe like in terms of online products, you don't really have to invest.
Maybe
any
for that
money.
digital, but you still need a little bit there, like just to
Yeah.
test ads and shit.
All you're
like
really
that.
investing in my opinion, is just time. Like
That's what I'm
maybe
saying, yeah.
I don't know. Like I get back to the point where like you can make so much money not even running ads. Like I think I did actually make profit off a single ad I made. I think I made like $210 off of like a $90 or $70 ad, which is very good. But all the other income I made from that was literally not even.
Oh,
It's
yeah, well,
organic.
That's what I go
you
to
know?
like. An even more important thing than stacking up money while you're young and you have like no responsibilities is stacking up skills so that you can do that.
Yeah,
so you
for
can
sure.
build a personal brand.
Yeah.
You know, learn like video editing, Photoshop, learn how to make websites, just like
Yeah.
monetizable skills.
I think YouTube, dead set, being a YouTuber is probably the most renowned skill you can have because you learn how to market yourself. You learn how to make a product. You're creative. You know, you can speak to a camera. You're charismatic. All these different things that can create, you know, a leader more or less. Someone who can be successful in any facet of
You
life.
gotta learn like Photoshop,
Yeah, exactly.
video editing, everything.
Yeah, you have to have brain and brawn. You have to have substance as yourself as a person, but you also have to be that person behind the scenes.
Yeah, that's why with all of that you can know that, but you also have to know how to work properly. So that's why I was saying with when you drop out, get a job that's not abusive, but I'd say hard, because it really hardens you up and teaches you how to
100%.
work correctly. Like we all dropped out and did trade jobs that were a pain in the ass. Everything was fucking heavy and it's rush. And we like everything to us is now easy.
Yeah, but because that sets your new baseline.
Yeah.
You get used to it and that just becomes your new norm.
Yeah.
People don't realize whatever you do, you just get set to the baseline you started at.
That's why I almost had a side-by-side comparison with you. And I know, like, when you're in school and, like, dropping out and starting a real hard job and pretty much going straight into the adult world, it seems so scary. But then your baseline was the same as mine, except you were earning money and I was stuck in school fucking sleeping in class. And I can, bro, like, have a side-by-side comparison. I can know me staying in school was fucking useless. I wish I dropped out when you dropped out.
Yeah.
And when I was 16 years old and started making money. Because literally by the time we were both 18, you had a car and like $10,000 emergency, $20,000, whatever you said. And I had fucking nothing.
And I was building youth market off the back of that.
Exactly.
Started an entire business and sold
I didn't
products.
get any more education than you did. I just fucking...
I mean, I don't know, maybe a little bit more. I'm just a little bit retarded, but maybe I didn't learn algebra to its complete degree.
Yeah, no, you're not retarded, mate. You just have a different set of skills in terms of intelligence, bro. Like, I come back to this so many times where, like, teachers just telling me, oh, you can't do this, you can't do that. You're, you know, like, borderline just telling me I'm stupid. You know, like, and I guess that's the norm for someone who isn't academically inclined. I was not one of those people. I'm definitely a person who's, like, creative. And it's not all about me.
Yeah,
like, you guys were the same.
So the teachers don't get that at all.
Yeah, of course. Like, Will, you're very, like, academically smart, but you're also creative as
That's
well.
autism.
Yeah. Yeah. but yeah, like,
Teachers, as much as they say they can, teachers don't care about your education, because if they did, they would generally go out of their way to help you, which I don't expect them to, because they've got hundreds of kids.
I think originally,
But,
the idea of being a teacher, they think, I get to help kids, help the future. Like, they're all just like...
No, but all they got to do is teach
And then
the
once
curriculum.
once they get into that stage, they're like, oh, this is what it's like. Oh, I actually can't really do what I want here. Oh, school is bullshit. So
Yeah, see, that's the thing is that the teachers don't get any freedom anyway. Like, they don't have a choice.
Yeah.
They're reading off the script.
Yeah, they're pretty much, that's exactly what they're doing. Reading off the script, they're teaching the curriculum. They can't even make their own fucking work. They just got to download it off the government given
for sure.
stuff.
Like, I remember
doing the teaching.
there was an immense amount of teachers, I remember, because they rolled out this thing called, like, what was it called? Math, it wasn't mathletics. It was like a...
Pathways.
Math pathways. It's like this online version of, like, maths or whatever. And this was amazing for teachers because what they got to do was do nothing. So they sat there with their coffees in their hand. They literally did nothing.
Why you just do the online?
While we would just click on an online program and do it ourselves, right? And this is no way for me to learn. As like I just, it's nothing to do with my dopamine system or whatever. But it's just, how are you gonna expect people to learn if they're, you know, like, and on some online program, like, no one's telling them how to do it.
Yeah, that's probably why a lot of kids these days are so, I don't know, bratty, because they don't know how to take orders. They're just sitting in front of a computer and the computer's telling them to do shit.
Yeah,
not
for
an actual
sure.
human being.
Yeah,
That's
then again,
probably why
like,
so many kids are not.
there's another thing as well, like,
they need to follow it.
taking orders from someone you don't respect is a lot more difficult though.
Teachers aren't people.
Like, I don't, I didn't really respect most of my teachers, to be honest, because, like, I'm just going to be brutally honest here. Like, most of my teachers were, like, overweight English teachers who were just on the borderline obese.
Well, it's bad to say that, but then again, like, how are you going to respect that? There's nothing respectable about that.
Yeah,
That's not your fault that you don't either.
Like,
yeah, exactly.
Teachers are role models, and you can't be seen looking like that.
The way I see it, it's like, you can't control what you're attracted to, but you also can't control what you respect.
Yeah.
I can't control that I'm attracted to, you know, a certain type of woman, but I also can't control the fact that I don't respect people who are obese. You know what I mean? Like, it sounds like bad, oh, you're a fat phobic or whatever, but, you know, I will always respect someone if I'm having a conversation with them, but, like, it's hard to respect them.
Take advice from someone who...
Yeah, it's hard to take advice and take orders from someone who I know that...
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so true. It's like if some like overweight guy who I don't like what he's saying. He's got no things that I would want to get.
If he's subhuman.
He's just trying to tell me what to do. It's like, fucking shut up, mate.
Yeah,
like,
no,
shut up.
Like, literally, like, when my fucking greasy maths teacher or some shit would just, like, tell me, like, you're not going to go anywhere in life. I'm like, that's you. You've gone nowhere. I don't want to be you, cunt. I'm not going to listen to you.
Yeah, it's hard.
Exactly.
It's hard to take orders from someone you don't want to be. You know? That's why it's like, I always say, like, you find someone who inspires you and almost, like, try and trailer a path similar to theirs. I know it's like, it's kind of, just be your own person type thing, but I've seen many examples of it. Like, I've mentioned David Lade in the past before, and there's these two twins that I've, like, followed who are, like, very aesthetic. Yeah, the Fagan twins. and they literally like modeled their entire like brand of just being like a David Lade knockoff.
Yeah.
And originally that like caused them like, oh yeah, these guys are just trying to be David Lade, but now they're their own person, and they're even getting to a point where they're almost current day more aesthetic than David Lade himself.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm proud of it.
I think they mass mogged David Lade.
Yeah.
I think David Lade in terms
Yeah, actually, yeah. To be honest, yeah, you're right. You know, like in terms of proportions, like size, symmetry, everything, David Lade will never be matched.
They just have the same face as him though.
Yeah, look, I'll just say like current day David Lade gets mogged by them, but no one beats prime David Lade. No one. That's all I'm gonna say.
I've gone from education to prime David Lade.
Yeah, well, no, this is the real education, boys.
You mean
Set up.
Yeah, that is right there.
anyway? Going back to skill learning, we're talking about skill learning. You can stack money, but stacking skills is almost arguably more important than that.
I think. Yeah.
Because a lot of people don't understand that you have to learn these skills. They say, "Oh, I can't do this, or I can't do that." Learn how to fucking do it.
Bro, especially when you're young, because
Especially when you're young.
your brain is like a sponge when you're young, and also you're never gonna have that much time again. I don't think these people appreciate how much time they've got.
Yeah.
The older you get, literally the less time you've got. Pretty much no matter what happens. Like you're always gonna have the least amount of responsibilities and the most amount of time when you're young.
People don't understand that society is actively trying to take up as much time of yours as possible, so you've got no time to do anything else. Like they do this on purpose. It's intentional. So like it's like everything will just take up your time.
Yeah, so if you're like 18 or like if you're 16, bro, and you're listening to this, like you have so much time. Just learn. So much stuff. Just
Also
monetizable skills, bro.
Also space out being a kid, because like
Oh,
you gotta have fun with your kid days, but also it is the best time to just learn shit.
Yeah, I have to touch on that as well. Like, I remember seeing a 13-year-old kid like getting into like gym culture and doing some like Sigma edit. It's like his ex or some shit, and the guy was literally like 12 years old, like flexing and shit with the camera. And I'm like, bro, just have a childhood, bro. I just feel bad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
What is his childhood? What should he do though?
I mean, like that's the thing.
should he do?
It's like a double-edged sword, because it's someone who knows what the right thing to do early on, but is too young to be taken seriously. You know what I mean?
guess so. Yeah.
No, but he with something like that, he's having fun with it though, and he's doing what he wants. I'm meaning like, don't purposely stop going with your friends
Yeah, when
to
you're real young.
sit down and like
Yeah.
like learn like whatever the.
I don't know, bro. I was literally 10 years old and I was just fascinated with coding.
Yeah, but you still
Bro.
went out and had fun.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, I
you
know,
still
but like for
balanced
some
it
reason
out.
I found coding fun. Like for certain people,
Yeah.
it will be fun. Like just
Yeah.
doing that nerd shit.
Yeah.
Like I used to make games on.
That's the thing. I remember saying the other day, it's like me and Will were just different. Like, what did I say? It's like, someone's like, oh, but you would have consumed when you were young.
No,
I was like, no, we literally didn't. We were fucking
Yeah.
autistic and shit. Like, we'd make games, make songs, make movies, make pictures. We'd fucking do like Photoshop competitions.
Literally anything.
Anything we could just make, we did.
Yeah, I have to touch on that as well. I cringe at like when people say, "Oh, so you're a YouTuber? You want to be one of those influencer guys?" Mate,
I've been doing this.
I've been doing this since I was 7 years old, bro. Like
I
I'm literally,
The mitosis
yeah,
videos.
I don't
Yeah.
want to be laying bricks my whole life.
yeah, bro. Like I fucking love what I'm doing, man. And like the only way you can really succeed as a YouTuber is if you continue to love what you do. Because if you don't love what you do, it turns into another job, and then you hate your life. You know. But another thing I want to say as well, going back to that schooling part, is like when you are in school, teachers have such a big sort of, you know, what is the word? Responsibility to kids, because when you're in school, like you said before, your brain's like a sponge, and if your teachers are telling you beliefs that they have internally, they say, you know, I don't think you're very good at maths, Rory. That's like, okay, you're going to attach that to your identity, and you're going to believe from then on, I'm not good at maths. Then you attach a limiting belief to yourself, and then what then? Oh, I'm not good at maths, and then you'll never become good at maths. So it's hard. I doubt there are many kids in school that are going to be listening to this, let's be real, but if you are someone who did suffer from that, as did I, just, you know, try and reverse that sort of thinking pattern, because it is tough, because you were so young, and it's, you know, it's almost like having like I don't know, like an abusive parent or like someone like that. But yeah, because like teachers are more or less like, you probably spent more time with your teachers than you did your mum or your dad. You know?
For sure.
And-
But being like that, I had the same thing where the teachers were telling me like, "I'm not good enough." Like, for ages, I thought I was an absolute idiot because like being dyslexic, the school program isn't designed for kids who are dyslexic or have a learning disability like that. So the teachers just straight away blast in their face that they're stupid.
Yeah.
Of course.
And then thinking that my whole life, I'm like, oh, well, I always thought, what the fuck am I going to do if I'm so dumb? Now being out of school, realizing the actual world is like, oh.
It's not based off of what they
it's
teach.
it's not based off these teachers who are earning really fuck all.
That's the thing. The school system has got to the point where it's almost like, bro, I feel like you don't really need it these days. Like, I don't think I learned a single thing in school. Like, my maths knowledge, like, you know how, like, I aced all my tests, 99%, 100%, pretty much all my maths tests. Like, everyone came to me for the answers. And I literally did not pay attention at all in maths. I was asleep most maths classes. You know where I got that from? Coding. Fucking growing up, just like on my computer. I didn't learn anything from school.
The only positive thing about school is the social thing. You know.
Yeah,
look
but
like
that's probably the only
that's
thing.
the only good thing is being social and learning
Only good
social
thing.
skills.
Like, even my, like, I have, like, maybe I'd say decent geography knowledge. I got none of that from school. I did 12 years of geography.
It's from your own fascination.
It is,
For real.
like-
I believe the most potent concoction for someone who's going to fail at school is someone who's disagreeable, has high testosterone, and is creative.
Yeah, school's pointless if that's you. Like,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Because I checked all three of those. I'm guessing you guys did as well. Yeah. It's over for you. Literally. Because, you know, if you're designed... We're not designed to, you know, go by the rules. I know it's like, oh, rebel. But, like, we're not designed to go by the rules and do, you know, what everyone else does. We've paved our own path. I'm sure there's people out there that are watching this that want to pave their own path. So just because someone's telling you what to do doesn't mean that's going to be you. You just got to find out what you want to do it in your own time.
Yeah.
And, just experiment.
That's why
in your
I
own
think school's great for females. That's why they're so successful in
Yeah.
school and the education system. But I think really, if I were to redesign the whole school system, I'd keep boys in primary school, and then after that, it'd be like 3 or 4 years of boot camp, and then it'd be toss them out in the.
Oh,
in the
no.
real world.
Wait.
100%.
That would be
I'm
way
not
more
even going to lie. That sounds super controversial, but I agree.
No, literally, I would have
Yeah.
like, from prep to year 6. Okay, teach them basic education because after that I didn't learn anything, and then from there maybe at 2 to 3, maybe even 4 years of just like military boot camp. Teach them to be fucking men, and then toss them out in the real world. You'll have way more successful men.
Look, on the surface, I don't seem like a complete thick-headed, stupid cunt. But maybe I do, I don't know, but Rory out of context. But I as well didn't learn anything after primary school. I literally did not learn a single thing after grade
bro.
6.
I'll tell you where I learned all my knowledge from. My geography, GeoGuessr. My fucking history knowledge, YouTube. My science knowledge, Vsauce. My maths knowledge, coding. I didn't learn anything from fucking school, bro.
Of course.
It was just when I got home.
what the fuck?
It was all out of my own curiosity.
Every history thing I've learned and still remember is through my own curiosity of watching like World War II movies.
Same,
and
bro.
shit.
I love
like
that shit.
yeah.
That's another thing I'm going
the
to touch on
fuck?
with school
Yeah.
is like, I love history. I just love everything to do with like the world, how it functions, all this shit.
Yeah, I love the war history.
Yeah, exactly. Same, man. But like, they teach that shit in school. They make it the most boring shit you
If
can
you don't
possibly.
give a fuck, you'll never learn.
Of course, man.
Yeah.
The only way you will learn is through curiosity, actually giving a fuck about what you're being taught. And it's not even being taught anything, actually. I think if you're being taught something, you're going to be less inclined to learn it, to be honest. I feel like once you actually learn something, it's something you have seeked out yourself, and you realize this is something worth learning, and it actually propels you further.
This is like, it's pretty much become just an education system, this podcast. But like,
Yeah.
it also starts hitting me, like, even with sports, they make it like, in school, like, some teachers made sports so unenjoyable.
Oh,
The
and
second
they
one-
let people sit out too.
Bro, the times where I enjoyed physical activity the most was when I was at recess and we could just play a game of basketball with all the boys.
You know what annoyed me with PE when like some girls or like some little estrogenic guy would complain and be like, I don't want to do sport today. Oh, it's fine, you can sit out.
Sit
but
out.
when I didn't want to do maths, I had to fucking do it.
Exactly,
It would
bro.
annoy the shit out of me. I'm like, I don't want to do maths. Why does he get to sit out on PE? All you
no,
have to do is
literally.
fucking run in a circle.
That's so true now that you say that.
Yeah, it grind my gears. I wanted to hit the teacher.
You should.
Like, I'm like, I don't want to do maths.
I just want to go back as well. You were talking about how they set limiting beliefs on you. This was like a clear example of just conditioning and what they did to me. Like, obviously, I had like these fucking great aspirations I wanted to do, and they somehow narrowed my vision down to being a bricklayer. Which is like, if you knew me when I was a kid, it'd be like, how the fuck?
Yeah.
I know.
So they literally set like just filed me down to the point where they made me think all I could do was lay bricks.
You got brainwashed, bro. You would
legitimately.
You would literally sound excited for bricklaying.
Yeah, and, I remember you were like genuinely excited, and I remember with me, they would always tell me, "Oh, you're no good at school, or you're not good at learning and everything," and then I would be like, "Oh, I should drop out. Oh, I don't know if you should." It's like, pick a fucking lane. Am I good at school? And like, what am I? Like, they'd say I'm not good at school. I'd be like, "Oh, well, there's no point then. I'll go do a job."
Yeah,
nah, you can't do that. It's like, fucking what?
It just proves that everything starts in here. And also here, of course. It's a bit cringy, but... And then here. No. But yeah, man, like...
We're out of context.
Literally. It's just belief, man. Believing in yourself. It's so cringe. Oh, believe in yourself. But like, if we didn't believe in ourselves, we'd still be... What? I'd be in a concrete factory. You'd be laying bricks. Literally just not a single critical thought in my head, you know?
Yeah, and people say wealth is just money. If you follow doing what you want to do, no matter how much money you're making, if you're happy, in my opinion, that's more wealth than money.
Exactly.
Yeah, 100%.
Because I'd rather be earning not that much but doing something I love than making heaps and doing something I hate.
Exactly,
like,
bro. I think yeah, like we were talking about before, being curious is the best thing. Just being curious and wanting to learn stuff.
Yeah.
Like for me, my curiosity was like exactly like you were saying about history. I fucking love learning about history. What's wrong with this guy?
Then again, like too much curiosity can fuck your head up, bro. I remember like when I was 14 years old, literally having like a
Jar Squatter, what's that?
I mean, I thought I was gonna go down like a philosophical route, but that was sure.
Don't get too curious.
out of context.
Yeah, sure, but nah, for me, like when I was like 13 or 14, going through like an existential crisis, and I'm like, bro, I just couldn't. Like, it just fucks up your head. Like, imagine having an existential crisis and then your teacher's telling you how to complete division. Like, I don't care. Like, I just don't have like the thought, exhaustion to even listen to this, man.
I love falling asleep in class.
I couldn't.
I got some of the
wish I
best REM
could.
sleep ever when I was a kid, man. I missed that. I wish you could get some of that sleep now, bro.
Yeah, I should have brought
Be
a.
like, why are you sleeping? Like, nah, I was thinking.
I
I was concentrating on what you were saying.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Bro, I got some of the best sleep ever on top of those fucking those school desks.
Dude, it's like, how are you gonna have a teacher sitting at the front of a class, basically like they yell, some of them,
bro.
and still be that boring that you fall asleep?
Yeah.
Like, come on, man.
I think the curriculum is so outdated. That's why I literally just preach. Like these days, unless you know what you're doing, drop out and make money and just learn.
Because the system is designed to make sure that when you hit 18, the same time that you make money and are expected to get a job is the same time that you hit with all of these bills, all these expectations. You're expected to get the house, get the car. It's because they don't want you to save money. They don't want you to have an abundance of money.
That was my biggest thing. I like almost got confused. So I'm
So
like,
you can hack the system by just dropping out.
bro, that's what I'm saying. So like, when I finished year 12 and I turned 18, that's when I had my thing. I'm like, wait a minute. So I've just left school. They expect me to buy a car. How? I've been in school.
Exactly.
How was I supposed to do that? That's why, like, why isn't... It made no sense to me. That's why we had to rush to scrape up fucking $4,000 in 2 months to try to pay for this car. Like,
And what I found out about uni, actually, I think it was yesterday, the unis, so they bill ya, and you don't pay the bills of the uni, which is thousands, a lot of money, until you start earning a certain amount of money per year. I think it's like 30 to 40,000.
Yeah.
And as soon as you start earning $30 to $40,000 a year, you have to just start paying them. And this could be like another year or something after you've graduated. So you've still got all of these uni bills you've had to pay to get a job. To earn $70,000.
all right, bro. How's this sound? Instead, be 16, start a pressure washing job, make $2,000 on a fucking 2-day job, start getting them consistently, and you're making more than these cunts that have just spent 6 years longer than you to be educated so they can fucking...
Again, fair enough if it's your dream. I'm not like, if you don't not do your dream because of what we're saying. But if you're not sure, or you're doing it just because people are telling you to do it, why? Don't just
Bro,
do what you
education.
wanna do.
I'm sorry, bro, but like education is the biggest meme. It's like it's just a meme. That's all I gotta say. Like,
Especially seeing how kids are turning out these days. It's like, what the fuck are they doing wrong?
Bro,
We got,
the biggest degenerates come from university.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
100% they
every
do.
weekend.
Yeah.
Every day.
we got courses for shit that don't even need to exist. Like, let's be real.
Yeah, bro, they've got like... I saw some fucking course the other day. It was like gender studies. That's the thing, isn't it?
Oh, for fuck's sake.
What?
It's like
Is
gender. It's like,
Can
let's
you
look that up, please.
can we-
Is that a real
Is that
thing?
serious?
Wait.
Can we please-
how much that costs?
Can we please not get
Or
into
even if
that?
it's real. Is that genuinely?
Yeah, gender studies.
Why are you studying something that can be answered in one fucking sentence? Honestly. Study this gender, you fucking... no, it
What
is
are you
real.
gonna get like Swinburne or something to?
Oh my.
What's there to fucking study?
Oh my.
No way.
Oh, we should go there as a video and see what they teach.
Wait, should we all join
actually
gender
do
studies?
And we'll ask questions and be like, so how does this, like, actually help us with our lives? Or something like that.
Yeah. Maybe I'll start a personal brand around gender studies and sell a $500 course.
Alright, boys, we're back. We just had a quick piss break. But should teenagers worry about women when they're young?
Alright, POV, Wuhali, distraction. No, okay, sorry, I just had to get it out there.
Yeah, no, that is my opinion. I think that actually, no, I don't know, because when you're young, like
You're gonna want pussy.
yeah, like it's like you're just holding back the inevitable if you're like, no, need to chase my purpose, no women at all.
And also, that could be a cope because you can't get women, you know?
Yeah,
And you
yeah,
don't want to
yeah.
be stuck in that situation
Yeah.
because that's going to make
Yeah,
you
but-
sexually frustrated.
Yeah, but I think also I was just sort of thinking about it then. If you're like if you want women in your life as a young kid, like some side effects of that are going to be you're going to want to like look good, look attractive,
Yeah.
so you can actually get one.
But men don't want to admit that.
Yeah.
Which is, I've actually seen very prevalent.
Yeah, I have this opinion as well, and it's going to sound controversial, but I think self-improvement is a form of feminism. Now, the reason why I think that is because it's almost like acknowledging that you're not good enough to get women, so you have to improve yourself to get women. So it's almost like acknowledging that women are above you, and you've got to self-improve to get there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, actually, I do agree that actually even like self-improvement as a whole has become a little feminine.
Yeah.
But I want to bring back that old school shit.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
like,
what I wanna bring back.
if you were truly like quote unquote old school, you wouldn't even need to do any self improvement. You would just have a wife, and then she'd live with you, cook your meals, and
Yeah, I
you go
guess.
out to work.
No, but the thing is, men can't these days.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
So I'm saying in old school in terms of just fucking work hard.
Yeah, of
because
course.
women are attracted to men that work hard and are inherently
Yeah.
masculine.
Yeah, exactly.
But like,
Yeah.
I don't think like revolve because I know so many guys, bro. Their whole fucking lives revolve around like a just getting chicks, bro, or like just like they like their lives revolve around their girlfriend must love them.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
It's like
And with being young and trying to get chicks, generally where the chicks are at clubs. And what do you do there? You just get pissed.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
shit.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
so, I just reckon you should keep doing what you're doing, live your life, and one will come along. And if you find like you end up like say you're at the gym and you're working out and a chick
And-
like comes up to you or something, or you go up to
Yeah.
a chick like. Yeah, and so you have similar interests.
I think it's
so
easier.
you're not just at a club and you're
I
interested.
think you should be a lot more careful and just learn to be more cutthroat because some of you dudes stay attached to women for like years and years and years, like when they're young, and it can just be a distraction.
Yeah,
Honestly.
for sure. I'd say for someone like who has like a good social circle, doesn't have, you know, who has a lot of people around them, it's going to be inevitable you find someone because let's be real, like it doesn't really matter what you look like. If you've got a good social circle, you've got a mullet and a shitty mustache, you'll find some girl in
Oh,
Australia.
bro, pretty much every single like 16-year-old will get like everyone will have the first girlfriend. It'll be like a year or two, and it'll always be. I feel like everyone has the same story. Yeah, like gut-wrenching heartbreak or whatever.
It's facts. You
And
know,
I feel like you do need to get that out of the way. Like
I've just sort of realized as well, I've had like more quote unquote girls in my life when I looked worse than I do now. Yeah, like, how
when
does
you're
that make
younger,
sense?
it's easy, and when you're in
Yeah.
school,
When you're in
it's
school,
so easy.
that's what I
Yeah, well, that's the thing. That's the thing. You gotta go outside, otherwise you just they're not even part of your life. Really. That's why in school it's so easy because you're just surrounded by women. Right now, like a woman would be the fucking worst thing that could happen to me.
Well, listen. It depends what woman you get, right? Because life setup applies to the relationship as well. So obviously, like a girl I've got now, I can like, see her once a week. She's happy with that. Like no, but like
Yeah,
you can
exactly.
if you got a nagging girlfriend that's like. You don't spend enough time with me. Why am I
I
not
know.
your wallpaper?
Yeah, I know.
Like, dude,
Would you love me? Would you love me if I was a worm?
That's they do that shit.
yeah,
It's like
yeah.
don't even fucking like you need if you're on your shit, you need a nice woman that's not gonna like complain, argue, and supportive. Like,
Masculine women are going to be the worst, man. Because, like, why the fuck, if you're a masculine guy and you're working all day, the last thing you fucking want is to come back at the end of the day and have an argument with some woman, bro.
Oh,
It just,
exactly.
you cannot be bothered.
What's the logic?
It's like, women, like, if you want a woman in your life, they have to be a compliment to your life. And if you come back and they're not, like, at least somewhat friendly to you or, like, happy to be in your presence, then what the fuck is the point? Then it is a huge distraction.
I think back to the original question though, like the should young guys worry about girls? I think you shouldn't focus on trying to find one. Like if it comes to you, like sure, and it's a great learning experience because you get it out of the way and you learn what not to look for, what you want to try to avoid. But I think a lot of people get stuck up in just like revolving their whole lives around a girlfriend, then they'll get broken up with, and then their whole Snapchat turns into them driving 200 Ks, like fuck everything. Like, it's like, bro, you're such a loser, man.
Also, yeah, if you're like gonna get like upset from like a breakup or whatever, it's like obviously that's gonna happen. That's inevitable in the first place, but like it's just. Don't get too stressed about it. It's just
like,
a chick, bro.
Yeah, like
what are you tripping about?
Exactly, like 4 to 6 weeks, you shouldn't be thinking about it.
Exactly. If you got a set of nuts, like, come on.
I tell you what, I'll tell you what's great. Like, if you're doing fuck all with your life and you're just like, you could literally just sit and do nothing. If that's your life and you get broken up with, you're fucked.
Exactly.
Because all you're going to do is sit around and think about it.
That is
the best
exactly
thing that I
right.
could ever do, like when I first like went through a breakup, was just going to work all the time. And just like literally working. Because I literally like, I was too busy thinking about other shit. It didn't pop into my brain most of the day.
My work was so important to me. It's always been at the top of my priorities list because I've never been broken up with, right? I've always had to be the one that's separated. It's always, most of the time, has been because my work's too important. That's how much of a priority it is. So like when the breakup happens, it's like, well, that fucking sucks. I've really lost someone here, but I've got to work. Like pretty much, literally, like it's like, okay, work needs to be done.
The main reason I'm not entering a relationship in this stage of my life is because of my work is so important that not that like it would be such a distraction to me because I just simply wouldn't allow it to be a distraction. But I'd almost just feel bad for them because I wouldn't be able to give them the amount of time that they'd want.
Exactly.
We don't even have time for ourselves.
Yeah, exactly,
Also, a lot of the heartbreak comes from that scarcity mindset I was talking about as well.
Yeah,
like if you get broken up with, that's the one mindset. It's like you get broken up with, then it's like, oh, I could never find a chick like that again.
No, but
you haven't, like, if you're a good masculine guy that's on his shit, you have an abundance of women.
dudes will get dudes will get a girlfriend called like Sophie that's like that like goes to the club every weekend, hangs out with a bunch of Sophies in a group and be like, damn, she was the one, bro. It's like,
yeah, it's like, you fucking
she's
kidding me?
literally the same, like, I don't know, just some random name, but like, oh, she's just the average of like literally 100 people around her.
Yeah.
It's like, what are you talking about, cunt?
But it's just because they build up a connection, which I do understand. But
I do understand it, but it's like you gotta step back and realize she's probably not the one. Like, oh, so the one for you happened to be in the same class as you, happened to be your age, happened to be living in your area. She must be the one, bro. Like, bullshit, bro. Like,
Disney
fucking
I reckon
shit.
one of the biggest curses is having high testosterone while having a good amount of morals, like not wanting to sleep around.
Yeah.
It's fucking.
So we're talking about learning skills before and how it's almost more important stacking skills and stacking money. What specific skills do you think you should learn while you're a teenager?
So literally, like, I feel like you can just learn anything and it will benefit you. A massive thing that I've noticed now, that like, I'm not being arrogant or I'm not being like, I have so much more skills than like a lot of people especially in terms of like computers and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, people think that I'm gifted or something, but I've been working with computers and I've been working with all this stuff since I was probably like 8 years old. I got my hands on like stepdad's old like work laptop.
Yeah.
And I would just do weird shit, bro. Like, I'd paint stuff, I'd do like PowerPoint animations, I'd make games on like, I'd literally try to code games. I was doing that for years and years and years. And there's all this random stuff and all these skills, they stacked up.
Yeah.
And so when I first started making YouTube videos, I already had this knowledge base.
Yeah.
And I was like years ahead of the game because most people start with zero knowledge. Obviously, that's not like, that's just sort of natural to me. So I can't tell people to like, but I think if you just learn any sort of skills, especially monetizable ones, bro. If you learn marketing and sales when you're like, if you start just learning that when you're 16, by the time you're 18, bro, you can be able to sell anything.
Exactly. And these skills, they leak into other things as well. For instance, when we started our pressure washing business, it's got nothing to do with computers. But when we wanted to make flyers to send out, we know how to make flyers.
Boom.
With Photoshop, whip it up, done.
Yeah. Like, bro, it's so funny because since we've learnt, know how to use Photoshop and all that stuff since such an early age, I look at most business logos and I'm like, bro, I can make a better logo than this in 10 minutes. How funny is that?
Yeah, exactly.
Just because we learnt that skill.
Would you consider being disciplined and like having good work ethic a skill?
100%.
Because then
Yes,
combo is the best. Because no matter how good you are at something, if you're like learning something, if you have good work ethic and you're disciplined, you can learn anything. Like, cause you just put your mind to it and you like just keep doing it.
A lot of that, it comes down to the responsibility of your parents, though, especially with the discipline thing.
Yeah.
Like, I'm very lucky that my dad, when I went there, because my parents split up at an early age, and so I'd go there every second weekend, like most people. Honestly, most people these days do that. But literally every time I'd go to my dad's, it was like boot camp. It was, like, off the boot camp.
You'd be dreading it almost.
Yeah, I'd be like, okay, he's got some job for us to do. We go there, we have to like chop wood, like because he's renovating his house. I have to hang plasterboard or just do some like just work. And it was now I realize that I'm older that was just building discipline. That was just like, now I know how to work properly.
Man, you did complain a lot, but like,
Well, obviously, because I was a kid. I
Yeah,
didn't understand why he was doing that, why he was making us work so much. Now I understand.
yeah, exactly.
It benefited me because now I have learnt the skill of discipline.
Yeah, I don't know where I got that from, because I wouldn't say I was baby, but I had that level where like my mum and dad would do shit for me, and everything. Like, I did do stuff myself, but I wouldn't say that would be the reason.
Maybe just when you went into a job, I think, like a 9 to 5.
I reckon as soon as I started working, and when I got to the point where I knew enough where I could do shit myself and like be like, oh, this needs to be done. I reckon that's
because you can't not work hard in a job. That you'll just get shit on. You'll just fucking fall behind, and you'll get fired, or they won't like you.
Like, I'm not sure. Like, I don't know what it is, but the guys that I used to work with when I was a fencer, I'm not trying to be up myself, but like I was a year or two in, and knowing and doing more than what the guys there. Then they've been there for like 20 years.
There might be a bit of genetic involvement in that too, like maybe.
And also they're drug addicts.
And that too, yeah. And they're fucking over it, but like they're like 50. They've been doing it 40 years. They're fucking sick
fat,
of it.
overweight, alcoholic, and they're just over it. But like, not even that. I just knew more. Like, they were asking me shit.
Yeah.
And so it just,
if they're still doing that, like fencing at that age, it's like maybe they're not so
bright.
Yeah.
Exactly. But that's,
You know?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That obviously they don't have good work ethics.
It's like you're doing it for a quick bag.
Exactly.
You know?
And the best part is, right, if you learn if you start learning stuff early out of your own curiosity, you start being disciplined, you start learning how to be punctual, you start learning how to talk to people, you start learning sales, marketing. You could apply for almost any job without being qualified, and people will just see that you're a punctual, educated person, and then they'll give you like any job.
Yeah.
Honestly, the best thing is to learn how to talk to people.
Communication.
And be confident and talk properly. Because if you talk like a fucking idiot,
Yeah.
they're gonna be like, you are.
Oh,
an idiot.
dude, one of the biggest skills, or not even a skill, an activity you should do while you're young, get your fitness in check. Get a good physique. You look presentable. Learn style. Learn looks making and stuff.
Be fit.
Learn looks maxing. Looks maxing isn't gay. It's important.
Nah, it's pretty gay, bro. It's so gay that you only attract women. Nah, like what you said with the whole being confident and being self-assured and everything. Fuck yeah, dude. 100%. Like, I'm not even really like, I don't think I have much substance on the inside, to be honest with you. I think I just seem confident, seem self-assured, look the part, and that's about it, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is. For me, it's confidence. It's like knowing you can do something.
Yeah.
Knowing that you're like
Believing in yourself.
yourself. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I've actually really, to be honest, if I'm just talking about personal experience, even in just the past year, my confidence has just gone through the fucking roof, man.
For me, confidence is mainly not caring.
Not caring.
For me, when I was younger, I wasn't confident because I always cared about what people thought of me, and now I really could not give a fuck.
Yeah.
And that's what made me more confident.
It's almost like a switch I had this year that was sort of like, it's this, or like, it's sort of just like, everyone can get fucked. I need to do this. This is my mission. If anyone's going to disagree with me, suck my dick, you know?
Yeah.
Like if you're young, a great way to fast track stuff, because you're always going to have barriers that you're like things that you're scared to do. A great example for me was like just like ringing people. Or
Yes,
ringing
yes,
business.
yes.
So this is
I
like
was
a
the
massive
exact same, yeah.
I've always hated calls, right? Like if I had to ring, I don't know, like what's an example? Like ring the doctor or something. I just could not do it. I shit my fucking pants.
Yeah.
Bro,
So-
ringing up to get fast food. Or just fuck that shit.
Yeah, bro, like ringing up anything, or like even talking to people at a fucking cashier or some shit,
Yeah.
I'd freak the fuck out, like completely social anxious. Rocking up to a party, bro, I was like literally visibly shaking, bro. Like the first few parties I ever rocked up to, I was literally like this, like because I just like fucking people everywhere, freaking the fuck out. But the quicker you do these things and put yourself out there and just do the things that you don't want to do,
Exposure therapy.
I was literally just about to say that.
Exposure
What you just
therapy.
said, I was literally just about to say that. Anyways, 100%, bro. Exposure therapy, man.
Yeah.
It's like I was shit scared to go on planes, so I just went on my planes and now I don't care. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I guess there is like a genetic there's a genetic predisposition to be, you know, confident or more confident in certain things or whatever, right? Like, I think when I was in grade prep, I was in prep, then, yeah, like I was speaking in front of my entire school in like an assembly as like some little twerp. You know what I mean? Like, I just felt the amount of confidence to do that. And sure, there's probably some genetic point in there, or like something there for me to be able to do that. So if you're someone who's more inclined to be, I guess, shy, just work on it and you can reach that point naturally for sure.
Yeah, that's one thing I wish I did quicker when I was like really young. Is I wish I just did the stuff I hated to do a lot more.
Yeah.
I used to always put that sort of shit
Get the
back.
fuck out of your comfort zone.
Get out of your comfort zone, because if you stay in your comfort zone, you don't progress.
Like,
Yeah.
Like, do you remember when you were in school and you had to do a speech in front of everyone?
I didn't care,
and,
though.
Literally, if you could, I did. But if,
Well,
if
my first few speeches, I was holding the paper.
no, but
I barely read it.
if you were allowed to stand up in front of the class and just talk absolute shit and be a retard, you would do that with no care in the fucking world.
I was.
But if you got told up and if you had to go up and speak like facts about like I don't know a book or something, like review a book,
like,
you'd be shitting yourself. It's like, what's the fucking difference?
No, I literally, like, I know I sound like a dickhead here, but I literally, like, I relished in it. I love doing that shit.
Yeah.
I just loved it when people, like, all eyes were on me.
There's his natural
And I was-
tendency.
Yeah.
Nah, as well.
Like, I don't know. There's always just been that natural tendency for me. I think that's, like, a huge reason why I'm in this sort of space.
Yeah,
I've always had that inclination, like, I have to be, you know, like,
Leader.
someone of importance, your leader, you know, like, whatever. Maybe there's some, like, selfish reason for that to be validated by others, but it's more just, like, enjoying being in the spotlight, to be honest with you.
Just show off.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll tell you what,
sure.
to me, I was completely like non-inclined to that way. Every speech I would do in class, I'd be holding the paper and I'd be like shaking. I couldn't even see it.
And your voice would be like...
Yeah, I'd be like, I'd be stuttering and everything. And like, the ability to speak to anything, I just did not have it. And then I started speaking to cameras and eventually I got better and better and better. And like, I hadn't done a speech for ages and I actually did a speech at my mate's like funeral. And I was perfectly reading it. I was actually like perfectly like present in what I was actually saying. I wasn't just reading off it and being like, so like things like that, like that's massive, like that's a massive skill.
Yeah, a lot of it is also. I'm currently reading Psycho-Cybernetics, and they say a lot of the things you struggle to do or have fears of is literally just from trauma. So you might get the fear of speaking in public from being a kid. You tried to speak in front of like your friend
Tell you what
group or
else
something, and then they like fucking laugh at you or something.
So I'll tell you what else was?
Yeah.
The magic show in fucking primary school, the talent show.
Yeah,
Were you in that? Or was it just me?
I think it was just you.
I think I did a talent show and I completely fucked up a magic trick.
Oh,
in front of,
yeah.
like, 600 people, bro. The
Yeah.
whole school laughed at me.
Yeah,
That's my trauma.
I actually do remember
I
that.
actually do remember that now. Yeah.
It's simple shit like that. Like when you link it back to the childhood event, it all makes sense.
I've got an even like worse story. It was pretty funny. Remember, I was he knows. I was playing it was like this dunk contest in high school, and
gonna
like
be bad.
this is before I had like my growth spurt, so I was only like 5'9" or some shit at that point, whatever. Anyways, they like lowered the ring and everything. So like we all had all these like basketball prodigies go up, you know, like Sudanese guys who were like 6'2", like dunking and everything, doing like tricks. I'm like, fuck, you know what, I'm gonna go up. And like the whole school was watching. I don't give a fuck. I was like, yeah, I want to give it a try. So I did. Right, the first time I did it, I missed it. So you got 3 tries, right? I missed it. I hit the like, you know, like the middle portion between like the hoop and the backboard.
Yeah.
Hit that, came off. I think, the second time I'm like, you know what? Fuck this. So I grab like the blue, like some blue like cushion thing to like elevate me higher, to like jump on it and then jump again to like try and dunk. Hit the same like push and missed it again. I'm like, okay, last try, fuck it. I'm gonna try again. Then I do it again. Do the exact same thing. Grab the basketball. I'm like, you know what? Fuck this. Turn around. Then I do like a fadeaway from 3-point, airball it, and hit some like eggy shaped head guy in there. Some bold cunt in the head. Then I hit this guy's head with the basketball, just ricochets off his head.
I'd honestly laugh. That's not trauma to me.
That's traumatizing for the guy.
No, literally. It was probably like, honestly, like, I was embarrassed, obviously, but at the same time, I'm like, fuck, that's funny. You know, like, you know what I mean?
Hey, Will, didn't you get Dax dick out and everything?
Oh no, bro. So that's so it was traumatizing to a level that you even remember it. Oh, fuck, bro. No,
like,
bro. No, this was. I just got done dirty. I wish I knew who did that so I could like literally fucking rock up to their house. But bro, this was traumatizing, man. I was in like a line for class. Remember we used to line up outside the
Library,
class?
I think it was.
Yeah, you had to near the library, bro. So it was like the whole like year level lined up like double file line, and I was like near the front, so everyone's sort of facing my way.
Oh, no.
And this guy, just out of the fucking blue, decides to dack me, but grabs onto my shorts so tight that he pulls both my shorts and my underwear down, and I'm just there, butt out. I'm like, violated, bro.
Wait, when was this?
This was, I would have been in year fucking 2 or 3 or some shit, I don't know.
No.
Bro, I'm like, I don't even know what my reaction was, but I never if that traumatized me, to be honest. I was just fucking, it probably did. I don't know, man.
Yeah, but that might leak into like certain areas, man.
I got bullied so hard in primary school, bro. Fuck, man.
I like shit myself in year 1. That was pretty good.
Oh no! One guy. Wait, wait. Oh, if we're gonna fucking tell our traumas, bro. Also in primary school, I wore my jeans back to front in fucking. I was wearing it all day, and then I was in one class, and the teacher called me out on it in front of the whole class. And said, "Will, your jeans are back to front." And for some reason, to me, that was just the worst thing ever. I was like, "Oh no!" I started crying. I ran to this fucking school toilets. I'm like, "What will I ever do, bro?" And now I literally have dreams occasionally where I like rock up to school and wearing the complete wrong thing, and that's my trauma, bro. Like I don't know why that was such a big fear of mine, rocking up to school in like the wrong clothes.
I have to say this again because it's fucking funny.
Life set up.
Yeah, this is hectic life setup right here. So we were on like some school incursion to like see some play, and I don't know how I remember this fucking ages ago to. Anyways, year 1, so like grade 1 or whatever. Anyways, on the bus, I'm pretty sure I like shat myself. Like yeah, on the bus, I'm pretty sure. I can't remember.
On the bus.
Yeah, on the bus, and we had to go.
Why?
I don't know, bro. Who knows, man? I probably ate some Guzman Y Gomez or something. Anyways, but like we're heading off the bus, and we have to be in like a straight line.
Oh no!
And everyone around me is like, "Oh, what's that smell?" And I'm just sitting there lingering. I'm like, "Fuck!"
So that's what the smell was.
No one found out to this day. To this day. Now they know.
Oh, but now they all know, bro. Fucking
It was
good
me. I shit myself in grade 1.
I'll switch off topic again. So when you're young and you get in a car, get a fucking good car. Everyone's gonna tell you get a little shitter just because you bump into things that what are you talking about?
Oh no, that is the biggest misconception where people said, "Oh yeah, bro, when you get your car, you're gonna be bumping into stuff, so you want to get a shit car." What?
Yeah, you know what I did life setup? Everyone was telling me that. So I'm like, all right, I'll get a new car with reversing and sensors around the whole car and a reverse camera. Therefore, I'd never hit anything in my life. And they're like, still, whoa. And I'm like, just get a car with fucking sensors and a reverse camera.
Yeah.
And I've never hit anything.
But then you've also never really had to fix your car because it's
I've
so
never.
new.
The only time I had to fix my car is when someone else ran into me. But like, I can't help that.
Exactly.
So, I've had my car since I was 16, and I'm now turning 20 soon, and I have never ever had a problem with my car. So
Yeah,
it's like,
if you're gonna be bumping into shit, then you probably shouldn't get your license, honestly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Like, what do you mean bumping
And
into shit?
and to the girls who are watching, if you're bumping into shit, it's probably because you're so far up the fucking steering
the
wheel
window
you can't
lickers.
see shit. Sit further back and you can see more. Just
Yeah, exactly. It's like you're just disrupting your peripheral vision, like so far up.
Further up, you can't see.
Yeah, like they're over the steering wheel like this. It's like all this is just blocked out.
Yeah, if you go back, you can see more. Stop.
I think
hitting
I reckon we should start some sort of like
Awareness.
awareness organization, for window lickers.
Seats back.
chicks off the
The window liquor
Well, Andrew
organization.
hates of that, and he's off the internet now. So I'll
Be fucking careful.
Yeah, but he's back on now.
This is a pure example, right? I only had 2 months to save up for a car after I left school, and I bought the biggest shitter. Sorry to the guy who sold this to me, bro, because I know it was his pride and joy. But bro, that thing, within 2 or 3 months, it was in the wreckers, bro. The engine shat itself.
Oh my god, we almost died.
Oh, bro, I was driving. I don't even know if I told you boys about this. I was literally driving, and luckily I wasn't going that fast.
Going about 40k an hour.
Because I just done a U-turn, and I think I was only going about 40k an hour. But then all of a sudden, I go to accelerate. I'm like, nothing happens. I'm like, fuck. My accelerator's gone. I'm like, okay, I'll brake and pull into the service lane and see what's going on. Brake, locked up, no brake at all. I'm like, oh, fuck. So I'll just quickly duck down the street. Steering wheel, no fucking steering. The steering's locked up. I'm like, the ignition's off. So I check the key. The key's still on. The engine's still running. But everything's locked up. So I literally fucking pull up the handbrake slowly and have to hang off the wheel just to turn the whole
You're
car.
like doing this, you're grabbing the wheel and went like that.
Yeah, because there's no power. No, it wasn't even no power steering.
It was just locked up.
It fully locked up. So I had to use all my strength to fucking turn this car.
Jesus.
I would have literally if there was a red light in front of me or something, I would have gone straight through the intersection. And then I remember the whole time home, because I didn't have insurance in the car. So I was like, well, no one's...
Didn't want to die.
Yeah, well, I didn't have insurance in the car. I'm like, fuck, so I got to drive it home. I remember you had your fucking hand on the handbrake the whole...
I was sitting like this the whole way.
And I had my hazard lights on. I was going 40k's all the way home, just with this car, because I managed to restart it and somehow it started working again.
A 30-minute drive turned into over an hour.
Yeah, I know. I was sweating the whole way.
Holding
I was like, if this car locks up again, I'm going into the fucking side rails. So don't get a fucking shitty car. Moral of the story.
Yeah, don't get a crap car. They're not.
All that to say, don't get a shit car.
It was a pretty funny story, to be fair. I think I paid like $4,000 for the car, and the wreckers gave me $50. So
Hey, bargain.
let that be a lesson.
Also, life setup. Get a job that actually fucking pays you. Why the fuck would you do the same job, get paid $500 a week,
So much
when you
people
could
get
do a
attached.
job that gets $700 a week?
I hear this so much. People are working in the trade. It happens a lot. For like a little company, and they're doing something like they're being an electrician, and they get paid fuck all, like $500 a week, and then they more experienced. They've been doing it for a couple of years, and they're still getting paid the same. And then they're like, oh well, leave for somewhere else where they're paying more. It's like, oh, but the boss is a good guy. I wouldn't do this to you. You know, it's like he's paying you literally fuck all. He's not a good guy.
Yeah, exactly.
You're doing the work of a fully qualified whatever you're doing, and you're getting paid the amount of a first year.
Yeah.
He's obviously not a good guy, but they get attached to the
Because
company
they manipulate
they
them.
think their boss is such a good guy. It's like it's just
Bosses are great at that. They're great at like manipulating their apprentices,
young kids as well.
young kids, which is just fucking sad. It's
That's
just
why
wrong.
that's why it's good to like work at a big company, or like I know people that have like been in school and started working at a factory and saved fuck tons of money.
Yeah, because you've got the overtime available. You've got the Saturdays available. All right, boys, I think we'll wrap it up there anyway. If you boys have any questions you want to ask for the next podcast, make sure to leave them below in the comment section. We'll try to get through all of them. Did you boys enjoy the episode?
Nah,
That's kind of shit.
don't watch it.
No, bro. So yeah, I really enjoyed it, and I think if you're young, some of this advice will be very helpful for you.
Yeah. This is what I needed when I was young. Honestly, I needed someone to tell me like what you should fucking do. Because like the teachers ended up telling me, and it was just a fucking mistake.
Yeah,
Have fun, but also think
Yeah.
about your future because
100%.
Not just the weekend, like the extended future.
Yeah. Also, this I know another little side tangent. I know there's so many people in your like comment section, like our comment sections, that say I'm 16, so I can't really. People have this limiting belief that if they're young, like the only thing that you can't do when you're 16 that you can do when you're 18 is like legally put businesses in your name. Just use your parents' name. Yeah.
Well, I think you guys are lucky watching this podcast because, you know, you guys are getting a head start from us. Like, we've had to write our own paths. We've had to learn things on our own, not having, you know, a role model there. Anyone watching this podcast, just soak up all the information from it
100%.
and just use it to your advantage. You know, it's such...
get a pen out, write notes.
Yeah. Just do anything, mate.
If we were to summarize the advice for the people watching this, what would you say? Like,
Share the video, like and subscribe.
I'd say learn skills and just soak up knowledge. I feel like that's a skill.
Exactly.
Just think about your future and the optimal way to get there. Save money and just think not like other people. Like, stand out of the competition. Like, just really try to set yourself apart. Get that head start. Get that extra little bit of.
Yeah, I want to say this I want to say this as well, like, whenever your friends indulge in a bit of weakness, it can also incline you to do the same thing. It's like, I don't know, normalizing certain things that you previously thought within your own moral compass would be not so good. So, for example, I don't know, eating fast food. It's like your mates all eat fast food. It's like, oh, if they're doing it, I guess it's not that bad. So then you eat fast food. Same with, you know, drinking or whatever. Yeah, let's go, Guzman.
The easiest way, learn skills, get a high-paying job early, save the money, don't get a missus that annoys the fuck out of you and nags you, get a good setup within your relationship.
And don't let a fucking breakup destroy your teenage. Oh, cool. Wait, I forgot. We didn't even really mention, because it's so like obvious to us. Get in the gym early.
Yes, get in the gym. That should be like brushing your teeth. You should have that if you're not doing that.
That's so obvious to us that we don't even mention it.
Yeah, get in the gym. Learn how to fight. Learn how to fucking lift weights.
Yeah, literally get in good shape. Like if you start, maybe like 15. I'd get in the gym 15.
Yeah.
What do you say?
Why not?
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, I hope you boys enjoyed the episode. If you did, smash the like button. If on Spotify, add it to your playlist and follow the page. And I'll see you boys in the next one. Peace.